Hello friends, welcome again to the tetrahedron chemistry classes. So guys, if you remember in my last lecture, I have done the IUPAC nomenclature of your bicyclic compounds. Bridged bicyclic compounds I have completed. And today I am going to take another very important topic in IUPAC nomenclature. And it is the part of the general organic chemistry. Okay, remember it's a part from general organic chemistry, which is very see this IUPAC nomenclature of these compounds which I am going to discuss today is spiro compounds or polyspiro compounds. They are very important for your G mains and G advanced examination, and in your CSIR net and GATE examination they may ask anything to you. Okay, so you have to be very clear about the certain things, because these simple topics can give you the valuable marks in your competitive examination. Okay, so today I am going to discuss the spiro compounds. Okay, nomenclature of the spiro compounds. So first of all, you should remember how to identify the spiro compound. See guys, spiro compound, in the spiro compound there would be the fusion of the two rings or more than two rings, right? And only one carbon would be present at the fusion point. See, if you see here, this carbon, which actually I am showing you with the red ball here, this is actually your spirocarbon, and the nature of this particular carbon is the quaternary carbon. So if you want to write its name, so you can call this carbon as 4-degree carbon, or you may also call it as spirocarbon. Okay, you may also call it as spirocarbon, right? So whenever you see this quaternary carbon is present in the system, and this quaternary carbon, if connecting two or more than two rings, then your compound would be the spiro compound. Now the question is that how to actually give name to these particular compound. So I'm starting this. Say you are having this particular compound, so I'm drawing it again here. It's a 6-membered ring, guys, you can see, and another 5-membered ring is here. Now you have to give numbers to these carbon atom. So remember, whenever you do the nomenclature of the spiro compounds, then you will follow the rule which is reverse of your bridged bicyclic compounds, right? So in that case, if you want to give number, so see, you will start numbering to the carbon which is just next to the spirocarbon. So you can see here, this carbon is the spirocarbon, and to the next of these spirocarbon you are having 4 carbon. This is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3, this is carbon number 4. So you have choice. But remember, whenever you have the spiro compounds, you will always give the number 1 to the carbon which is present in the smaller ring. So this ring, actually you can see here, it's a 5-membered ring, which this ring is the 5-membered ring, and while the above ring is the 6-membered ring. Okay, so you will actually not give number 1 to these carbons, right, which are present in the 6-membered ring, but you will give the number 1 to either of these two carbons, right, which are present in the smaller ring, and in this case this smaller ring is the 5-membered ring. So how actually give numbering? Say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, and this quaternary carbon, right, which is the spirocarbon, that spirocarbon would get the number 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10 carbon system, right? And to give name, you will write spiro first, spiro, spiro, then you will start this bracket, and then you will write the numbers of the carbon atoms. But remember, in this case, actually, whenever you have the spiro compounds, you will count the number of the carbon atoms which are present in the smaller ring, unlike your bridgehead bicyclic compounds, right? That means here you will write the smaller number first, and then you will write the bigger number first. Say in that case 4 carbons are there, so number is 4 in that case. And in the above ring, you see, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. 5 carbons are there in the above ring, and this is the spirocarbon present in the center. So what you will do, you will write this 4 first. Okay, just 4, because 4 carbon atoms are there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you will put a dot over there, and then you will write the 5 because 5 carbons are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Spiro 4 comma 4.5, and then you will close the bracket. And how many total carbons are there? 10 carbons are there. Then you will write dec, and all single bonds are present, so it's a alkane derivative, it's a decane. So the name becomes Spiro 4.5 decane. This is how you can actually give name to these Spiro compounds. Now moving to the next problem. See, here again you can see, but here you may have the confusion. Say this is the 4-membered ring, right? And this above ring is the 5-membered, but this above ring is also having the double bond. So in the general rule of the nomenclature, you will give the priority, that means the lowest locant, to the double bond actually, right? But in that case, you must ignore the functional group, the double bond, right, or any other prefix which are present on the ring which is bigger in size. So you will not give importance to those things, right? You have to follow, you have to stick to this particular rule. You will always give first number to the next carbon which is next to the quaternary or the spirocarbon, and that belongs to the smaller ring. Okay, so this is how you can do the numbering. So you will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total 8 carbons are there. Name would become just like that, Spiro, then bracket, and you see here 1, 2 and 3, total 3 carbons are there. You will write 3 over there, and in the above case 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are there. You will write 4, 3.4, and then you will close the bracket, and total 8 carbons are there. Then you will write oct, okay, and at the position number 6 you are having the double bond, so oct 6 ene. So this would be the correct IUPAC name of this Spiro compound. Okay, now moving to the next one. Say you are having this particular compound, again the rule would be the same. So this is actually your spirocarbon, which is the quaternary one. So this will get the number 1, this will get the number 2, this will get the number 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Okay, but you cannot go in the other way, right? You cannot actually write 3, then 4, 5 and 6. That will give the that will not give the lowest possible number, lowest possible locant to the your double bond if you follow the anti-clockwise rule. So you have to follow the clockwise rule in that case. Okay, so this is how you can do the numbering. So what would be the name? Again, you see it is the Spiro compound. You will write the Spiro, and in that case you are having 2 carbons over there, so you will write 2 over there, dot 1, 2, 3. See, you see 1, 2 and 3 carbons are here, so you will write a 3 over there, and total 6 carbons are the total. How many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, total 6 carbons are there, so you will write 2, 3 hex. Okay, and this hex at the position number 4 is having double bond, that means 4 dash ene, and 1 and 2 position it is having the alcohol, so you will write dash 1, 2 diol. So this would be the correct IUPAC name for this particular compound. However, you cannot go in this direction. Say I am redrawing this molecule. Say you are having the same molecule, and you are having the OH here and OH here. You cannot actually do the numbering in that manner, right? How? 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 1, 2, 3, then 4, okay, and then 5, and then 6. So if you do in that manner, so your double bond is having the locant 5, which is the higher number. But in that case, your double bond is having the locant 4. So lowest locant you have to actually take. That's why this is the wrong way, and this is the correct way. Now say you are having the next problem, and what this problem says, again see, this is the 6-membered ring. The above ring is your 6-membered ring, 6 carbons are there. Bottom ring is your 5-membered ring, so you will select this 5-membered ring and you will do the numbering in that manner. This is carbon 1, this is carbon 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9. Total 9 carbons are there. Okay, so since it's a Spiro compound, So you will write the spiro first. But before the spiro, you know, this Br is the side chain, this Cl is also the side chain. So you have to write the prefixes first in the IUPAC nomenclature. So you will write 1 dash bromo dash 3 chloro, right? And then you will write the spiro, and then you will start the bracket, and this having the 4 carbons over there, you will write the 4, and above ring is having the 5 carbons, you will write dot 5, and total how many see carbons are there in that case? Total 10 carbons are there. Okay, 1 2 3 4 this is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this should be actually 6, this should be 7, this should be 8, this should be 9, this should be 10. I missed actually one carbon atom. Okay, and then total 10 carbons are there. You will write the dec for this, and all single bonds are there. You will write decane, and your position number 7 you are having the alcohol. You will write 7 all, because this 7 position is having the alcohol. So this is the correct IUPAC nomenclature for this one. If you do the numbering in the other way, then you will end up with the wrong result. Okay, you can do by yourself and confirm. Okay. Now say you are having next problem, which is this one. Okay, fine. Again, you see the rules would be the same. This will get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, this is how you can do the numbering. See guys, here the important thing is that I have given this carbon as the number 1, right? However, I can also give number 1 to this carbon, but alphabetically this B of the bromine actually comes first, so this will get the priority over the C of the chlorine. That's why I have given this carbon as 1. Okay, you cannot give this carbon as 1. This will wrong actually. So what would be the name for this particular compound? Again, it's quite easy. First of all, you have to write the side chains present on it. So you will write 1 bromo dash 3 chloro. Okay, and then you will write your spiro, and after that spiro you are having 3 carbon atoms, 1 2 and 3. So we will write 3 over there, then dot, you are having 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbon over there, so we will write 3.6, and total 10 carbons are there. In that case, again it is a decane derivative, and this decane is having at position number 7 alcohol, so decane 7 all. So this is the correct IUPAC name nomenclature for this particular compound. Now moving to the next problem. See, in this particular problem, what you are having actually, you are having the 4-membered ring here and the 4-membered ring here. So you are having the same number of the ring. Now it is up to you which ring you will select to actually give the number. But remember, in the priority table, this functional group actually is at the top, then this double bond. So better to give the number 1 to this particular carbon atom, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6 and then 7. Okay, you cannot go in the other direction, right? You cannot do like that. Say how you cannot do, say if you have been given 4 to this one, okay, and you cannot give actually 5 to this one and 6 to this one, right? Because at this position you will get at the position number 6 double bond, but from here you are getting the at the position number 5. So you will actually not select this path. You have to be very careful while writing the name. Okay, so this is how you can do. Now what would be the name for this particular compound? Again it would be quite easy actually. So it's a spiro compound. There are no side chains over there, so you will write the spiro over there, and then you will write start the bracket. So you see the carbon number 1, carbon 2 and carbon 3, 3 carbons are there, and since the both rings are the 4-membered rings, so you will write the 3 over there, 3.3, then you will close this one, and total 7 carbons are there, so you will write the hept, and position number 5 you are getting the double bond, so you will write the 5 ene should end with E actually, right? And then you are at position number 1, you are having the carboxylic acid, so you will write carboxylic acid. see, it cannot be your oic acid. Why? Because this carboxylic acid group is not included in the main chain. And this happens when in case of your spiro compounds and your bicyclic compounds, right? Whenever you have the aldehyde and your say carboxylic acid group, they actually are always present as the side chain, not in the main chain. Okay, so you have to write the name of particular compound of carboxylic derivative. Okay, this is how you can do. This is something very, very important, which is which you have to keep in mind. Okay, now the next problem, what it says. Okay, now I am having this particular problem. So rules are same here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, 8 and 9. Now you are having the two functional group. You are having one functional group, that is CHO, and other functional group is the ketone. And you know, the in the periodic table this aldehyde is the top position, above position than your say C double bond O. So this C double bond O is actually your prefix. Okay, and when it is present as the prefix, so you can write it write for this C double bond oxo, or you can write the keto. Okay, this is how you can write. So what would be the name for this particular compound? So at the 7 position you are having this oxo, so you will write the 7 oxo or the 7 keto. It will not make any difference to the compound. Okay, then you are writing the spiro, and then your number of carbon atoms 3 here, 1, 2 and 3. Dot in the above carbon you are having the 5. Okay, so you will write 5 over there, 3.5 close. Okay, and total carbons are 9 over there, so you will write the nonane. Okay, and one position, at one position you are having the carbonaldehyde dash 1 dash carbonaldehyde. So this is something very, very important. So the compounds which you have seen so far, they have only one spirocarbon. Okay, and whenever you are having the one spirocarbon, you are having the two numbers here inside the bracket. If you go back again, you see only one spirocarbon, then inside the bracket you are having two numbers. Only one spirocarbon, then two numbers are there. Now what would happen if you have the two spirocarbons? In that case you are having this spirocarbon, and this is also the spirocarbons. This is the 4-membered ring, this is also the 4-membered ring. So these compounds actually are very, very special, and nobody has tried to actually make a video on the polyspiro compounds, but I am giving you the way actually, okay, how we can give name to them. So for this the rules are same. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this would be 4, this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total 12 carbons are there. Since 2 spirocarbons are there, that means inside the square bracket you will have the 4 numbers this time. So how you can write? Since it's a dispiro, see 2 spirocarbons are there, so it's a dispiro compounds. 2 spirocarbons, that is, it's a dispiro compound. So to give name to them, what you will do, you will write the dispiro, and then you will write the number of the carbons. You see, carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, 3 carbons are there, you will write 3 here. Now moving to the next one, this one, right, you are having 1 carbon there and 1 carbon there, and then the spiro, so you will write these 2 carbons first. Okay, so this is something very, very important. First of all you will write, say, 1, 2 and 3. So 3, and now in the next ring you see the carbon 5 and carbon 6 are just in between the 2 spirocarbons, so you will write these 2 carbons here, so you will write 2 here. Okay, and after that you are having, see, 1, 2 and 3 carbons over there, so what you will do, you will write dot 3. Okay, now if you move further, now you have completed actually one cycle. You see, you have completed this one, this part you have completed. Okay, now you have to look for the other carbons. Now you left with this carbon 11 and carbon 12. So 2 carbons are there. So again what you will do, you will write 2. Okay, fine. Then you will put a dot over there. and after that dot you are having how many carbons? 1 2, then nothing, no carbon, no carbon is there. Okay, now you will close the bracket. Now the point is that how to differentiate between this 3 and this 3, this 2 and this 2. See, this is quite simple. This 3 is for these carbon 1 2 and 3, you will write as such. Then 5 6 you will write 2 for as such. Now if you move for this one, this carbon 8, carbon 9, carbon 10, so this 3 number is there, and this 3 is actually present to the spirocarbon which is numbered as 7. So whenever this happens, this 7 would be written as this number 7 would be written as the superscript over the number of the carbon atoms. So number of carbon atoms was 3 in that case, and these are present in the other side of the spiro, then this 7 would be present as the superscript over there. So what you will do, you will write 7 over there. Okay, and then you are having next, see, 1, see this you have completed. Now you are having 11 and 12. So this 7 you have already included, but this 11 and 12 is just actually next to this spirocarbon which is numbered as 4. So on this particular 2 value you have to put this 4 as superscript. So you will write 4 over there. Okay, and then how many carbons are there? 12 carbons are there. So we will write do, and all are the single bonds, so it is a dodecane. So this is how actually this is how you can actually give name to the polyspiro compounds. Now this is something very, very important which you have learned today, that this 7 and 4 actually they are the number of the spiro, they are the spirocarbons positions actually. Okay, and they comes actually after certain period of time when your actually number of carbons gets repeated. 3, then 3 gets repeated, so that repeated part would have that carbon, spirocarbon, and 2, then 2 is repeated again, then this repeated 2 would have the spirocarbon number. Okay, so see, we'll do some more practice so that you can have the better idea about the molecules. Say now you are having say this particular example, how actually to give. See, this is your 4-membered ring. This ring, guys, this is 4-membered, this is 3-membered, and this is 6-membered. So what the rule says? Rule says you have to select the carbon, the ring which is having the lowest number of carbon atoms. So this is actually your spirocarbon. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10, this is 11. So total 11 carbons are there. So again it's a dispiro compound. So you will write di, and then you will write the spiro. And since 2 spirocarbons are there, that means inside the bracket you will have the 4 numbers actually, right? Like see, in the earlier case you were having this 2 spirocarbons. So you are having 2 1 2 3 4 numbers. So similarly for these dispiro compounds, 2 dispirocarbons are there. So inside the bracket you will have the 4 number. This is something very, very important which you have to keep in mind. So only say this is carbon 1, this is carbon 2, only 2 carbons are there, so you write 2 over there. Now moving to the next one, say this is the spiro, there is no need to include this one. Okay, then you will write, see, these carbon 4 and carbon 5, again 2, so you will put 2 over there. And then you are having this, see this carbon 7, carbon 8, carbon 9, that means 3, so you will write 3 over there. Okay, and after that you are having the carbon 10 and carbon 11 2, so we'll write the 2 over there. So this is how the 4 numbers comes. Now you see here 1 2, there is no need to put anything over there, and then again you see 2 carbons are there. So actually, right, this is 1, this is 2, so 2, this is 1, this is 2, again 2. Now you are moving in the other direction, say 1 2 and 3. Right, now this number goes up in that direction. So whenever you write this particular 3, so you have to put that 6 in the form of the superscript over the 3. So you will write 6 over there, and this 6 is the number of the spirocarbon. And then you are having here, you see 10 and 11, then it is just next to this 3, so you will write 3 over there, 6 and 3. So the name, and 11 carbons are there, so the name become undecane. Okay, So this is how you can give name to them. Okay, now moving to the next problem. Okay, now we are having this particular problem. Now guys, you can see it's a tri-spiro. This is spirocarbon 1, this is spirocarbon 2, this is spirocarbon 3. So 3 spirocarbons are there. That means inside the bracket, now you will have the higher number actually, right? So what numbers you will have, we will see actually how many numbers you can have in that case. Okay, so it's a tri-spiro compound. So first of all you will write, see, first of all you will do the numbering in that case. So how we can do the numbering? Say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So total 15 carbons are there. It's a pentadecane type system, okay? And since 3 spirocarbons are there, so you will write the tri-spiro. Tri-spiro. And then you will write the number of the carbon atoms. Okay, how? You see 1 and 2, only 2 carbons are there, so you will write 2. And then you are having 1 and 2, 2 carbons, again you will write dot 2. Then put dot, and after that again you are having 1 and 2, 2 carbons, so you will write 2 again, dot. After that again you are having 1, this and this, 10 and 11, 2 carbons are there, so you will write another 2 over there. And then again, see, you can see here you are having 12 and 13, 2 carbons again you are having, so you will write 2 over there. And after that also you are having carbon 14 and carbon 15, 2 carbons are there, so again you will write 2 over there. So you are having lots of 2 in it. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 you are having. Okay, so this is how actually you can do. So now you can actually give number to them. So for 3 spirocarbon there would be obviously the 3 numbers. So how actually we will put the superscript in that way. See, in that case 1 and 2 no need to put any superscript. For 4 and 5 no need to put superscript. 7 and 8 there is no need to put anything over there. Now 10 and 11, now you are moving in the opposite direction. Okay, 10 and 11, so this is the spiro compound, spirocarbon, which is having the 9. So that means at the, see, what I actually am trying to explain here, say this is the first 2, okay, and this is second 2, and this is third 2, okay, and this one is the fourth 2. So this fourth 2 will have this superscript of 9. Okay, so you will write 9 over there. And then you are having, say, this 12 and 13, which is just next to the 6. So next 2 will have 6 superscript. And then you are 14 and 15, which is just next to the 3. You will have 3 superscript over this particular 2. So it is 2.2.2.2 to the power 9, dot 2 to the power 6, and dot 2 to the power 3. So we cannot say the power, but they are the superscript. Okay, and then you will complete this particular name. Total 5 carbons are there. So for 5 carbons, what you will write in that case? Pentadecane. Penta for 5, and then your decane. Pentadecane. So this is the correct IUPAC name nomenclature. Okay, so this is something very, very important which actually you must understand. Okay, now say moving to the next problem. I have my next problem, which is this one. Okay, fine. So all are 5-membered ring. It will not make difference. You can do the numbering in any way. Or 2 spirocarbons are there. That means inside the bracket you will have the 4 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this is how you can do the numbering. Total 12 carbons are there. Since it's a dispiro compound, you will write the dispiro for this one. There is no problem. Then you will start the bracket. How many carbons? Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, and carbon 4. So you write 4 over there. Dot. Then you are having only 1 carbon in the form of the 6. So you will write the 6 over there. Okay. No, sorry, 1. very sorry, not 6 actually. Say 6 is the actually the locant, but only one carbon is there, so you'll write the 1 over there, then dot, then after that you are having 1, 2, 3 and 4, so you write the 4 again. So this 4 actually now is repeating, right? You have started 4 here and then again is 4 here. See, you see here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and now you have moved in the other direction, and this these 4 actually carbon atoms are just next to the spirocarbon, which is numbered as 7 actually, right? So what you will do, you will put a superscript of 7 over this particular 4, okay? And after that you are having two carbons, this carbon 12, okay, and this carbon 13 carbons are there, okay? So two carbons are there. So you'll write the 2 over there, but these two carbons are just next to this spiro compound, which is numbered as 5 actually. So you will write 2 to the power 5, and then you will close the bracket and it's total 13 carbons are there, so you'll write the tridecane, okay? And then say, let's see what other problems I can have. Okay, say now you are having this compound, this is the spiro compound. Again, you see how many spirocarbons are there. This is the first spirocarbon, this is the second spirocarbon, this is the third spiro. Total 3 spirocarbons are there, 1, 2 and 3. So it's a trispiro, but before writing the name, you have to give the number to them. So how I can give the number? So you know the smallest string will get the priority, okay? And so what I can do, I can start from here actually. Say I can give number 1 to this, number 2 to this, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay, then 12, then 13, then 14, then 15, then 16, okay, 16 carbons are there. So it's a hexadecane derivative and it's a trispiro compound. That means you have the 6 numbers inside the bracket. So how you can write, say first of all you will write the trispiro for this one, trispiro, and then you will write the number of the carbon atoms, okay? So carbon 1 and carbon 2, only 2, so you write 2 over there, and then you are having next carbon 4 and carbon 5, so again you can write 2 over there, and after that you are having carbon 7 and carbon 8, again 2, okay, and then you are having 10 and 11, so you write 2 again. Now you are moving in the next direction, you are having the carbon 12 and carbon 13, again you can put 2 over there, and then carbon 14, carbon 15, carbon 16, that means 3 carbons are there, you will write the 3 over there. So it is actually just like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, that means 5 times 2 and then 3. Now you have to give the superscript. So first of all, you see here how we can see for these two there is no need to put any superscript because we have started numbering from here. Similarly for 4 and 5, second 2 again will not give any superscript. For this again I will not give any superscript. Now you see 1 and 2. Now this 2 actually, now I am moving in the other direction of the ring. So this 10 and 11 which is actually your fourth 2 actually, which is this one. This has to be, this must have the superscript, and that superscript must be 9. Okay, so your fourth carbon will have superscript of 9, and then you are having this 12 and 13. 9 you have already written, so you cannot write 9 again. So for 12 and 13 you will write this 6 as the superscript, so you will have 6 over there, and then you are having say 14, 15 and 16. They are just next to the 3, that means 1, 2, 3, that means last 3 would have the superscript of the 3, so you will write 3 over there, and it's a 16 carbon system, so it's a hexadecane. It's a hexadecane. So this is how you can give the name, give name to it. Now the next problem, what it says, okay, So again in that case you see it's spirocarbon 1, spirocarbon 2, spirocarbon, it's a tri-spiro again, okay. And now you are having this 4-membered, you are having this 4-membered, you are having this 4-membered. You can start numbering from anywhere, it will not make any difference. But right, remember the ring actually, the next the carbon we must get the locant number 1. So I am starting from here, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right. After 8 you are having 9, then you are having 10 11 12 13 14. So total 14 carbons are there. So you can write tri-spiro, nothing wrong. Then you can write the numbers, okay. See 1 2 and 3, 3 carbons are there, so write 3. And see, this is the fusion bond, this is the fusion bond. There is no carbon over there, okay. So there is no carbon over there. When no carbon is there, so you will write 0 and then dot. Now you moving to the next in the next direction, which is this one. Seven, 8 and 9, 3. So write the 3 over there, okay. And you see, since now you have actually moved in the other direction, so right, first you have started with from here, which is 3, then 0. Now you have moving in the other direction, so 3. So you have to differentiate between this 3 and this 3. So this 3 actually must have some superscript, and that superscript would be 5, okay. So you will write 5 over there, okay. And after that you will have next, say how many carbons, this carbon number 9, it is only 1 carbon, so you will write 1 over there, okay. And after 1 you are having 3 carbons, 1 2 and 3, that means 11 12 and 13. So for this you will write 3 over there, but this 11 12 and 13 must have some superscript. That superscript would be 10 in that case, right, because it is the spiro compound which actually you have to put in the form of the superscript. So this will have 10 over there, okay. Now you are having next carbon, which is what, only this one, carbon number 14, only 1 carbon is there, so you will write 1 over there. And you have to differentiate between this one and this one. So last one, actually this will have superscript in this particular one, right, 4. So you can put 4 over there, dot 4, and then the bracket close. And since 14 carbons are there, so it's a tetra decane system, okay. Now this is my last problem. It's a dispiro compound. How dispiro? Because you see, this is spirocarbon 1, this is spirocarbon 2. So this compound is rather easy actually to actually give name to it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, okay. This is how you can do the numbering. Since it is a dispiro compound, you will write a dispiro for this one, then you will start the bracket. It's a dispiro, that means you will have the 4 numbers over there. So if you from where I have started, okay, I made a mistake. Yes, I made a mistake. Very sorry. I made a mistake and I have to correct that mistake, okay. This is the spirocarbon, so this should be number 1, okay. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, and then this is 10, okay. Fine, now it is fine, it is now it is clear. So how many, see now, if you see here, this is 1 2 and 3, total 3 carbons are there, you write 3 over there. Then you are having only 1 carbon, you write 1 over there. Then again you are having 1 carbon, you write 1 over there. Now moving to the next one, you are having 1 carbon, you write 1, and you have to put superscript over there in the form of the 6. So this should be actually your 3 1, nahi, let me correct it, I have made a mistake again. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is fine, this is 1, this is again fine. Okay, this is, now this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, so this should be 3. Okay, and then this is 1, so write 1. Now again, now it's fine actually. So this 3 and this 3, you have to differentiate between these 3 and these 3. So this is the second 3 is present to this spirocarbon, right, next to these spirocarbons. So this 3 would have the superscript of 6, and this 1 actually, this particular one, this will have the superscript of 4. So this will have the 4 actually. So 3 superscript 4, and to write it correctly, I can write 4 over there, and since 10 carbons are there, so it's a decane system. So this is these are the problems actually, right? So this is all about your IUPAC nomenclature of some difficult compounds or some different compounds. In the previous lecture, I have done the bicyclic system. Now I have done this spiro compounds. I hope you like the lecture. Okay, if you understood the things completely, please like the video. Okay, and if you are a new viewer here, please subscribe the tetrahedron chemistry classes and go through the playlist in my channel, right? And then you will find the lots of content in it for CSIR, NET, GATE, IITZ examination, which is important. Okay, and please share with your friends also. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you very much.